In today's video, we're going to talk about the SOG 10-inch Sogfari Machete. My name is Brian, and you're watching Survival on Purpose. Okay, hey folks, welcome to today's video. It's getting a little dark here, but I thought I'd try to knock out a video quick this afternoon. We're going to talk about today the 10-inch SOG Sogfari Machete. This actually belongs to my son, but that's what we're talking about right here. It's a pretty unique design, and honestly, when he first bought it, I thought, what do you need that for? But honestly, I've used it a little bit, and it's growing on me rapidly. So let's talk about the specs on this thing before we do a use test. First of all, as you can see, it's got a pretty unique blade shape. It's kind of a tanto/tonto blade shape. And again, as always, I'm looking down, I've got notes down here. This is a 10-inch blade from here to here, and overall, the overall length is 16 inches overall. So it's a pretty compact little tool, really. It is made out of 3CR13 steel, which I have no idea what that means. I'm not a steel guy, but SOG is pretty well known for making good quality stuff. It is a Rockwell hardness of 44 to 50, so that's not super hard, which I think if you're going to have in a kind of a chopping tool, that gives it some flexibility, I would think, and a little resiliency. The blade is 0.08 inches thick, so it's not quite an eighth of an inch thick. I think an eighth of an inch, if I remember my math, is 0.125, so it's close. It weighs about 13.5 ounces total. Has a craton handle. It's kind of rubbery handle, whatever that means. And comes with a ballistic nylon sheath with a little Velcro attachment. And sheath's nothing fancy, but it actually holds Snugs up pretty well and does a good job. So works pretty good. It's going to keep it in place. This is about a $25 machete, so it's not super expensive. Let's see. Get a little closer here. It's got what looks to be a reasonably well functioning saw back on back. We're going to try that out. It's got a little end of the tang, and it looks like a full tang. I'm pretty sure it is. It's got like this little beater / cruncher thing on it. One good thing about the tanto design is it's got a very sharp point on it if you need a point. And it's got this thing's pretty sharp. It's got a really good edge on it all the way down. And so it could be almost like a scraping edge or a cutting edge saw. And then it's also got 3 holes here on the handle, 1 down here and 2 here, that you could lash this on and make a spear or whatever. I have to say, it's always seemed kind of cheesy to me, but I saw Andy Tran talking about lashing stuff on, and so it was a pretty good idea if you were trying to retrieve something like a fruit up in the tree or whatever you couldn't reach. And I thought, hey, that's a pretty good use for a spear. That I don't think I would hunt with it like that, but pretty good use. So that's it. That's all the technical specs of it. This has got a they call this a hard cased black coating, whatever that means. It's just probably like powder coat. But all in all, 25 bucks. It is razor sharp. Okay, so we're going to do some testing on this now. My son paid for this with his own money, so if I tear it up, I have to buy him a new one. So let's see how well it does me. Let me readjust the camera. Okay, here's a machete, so sort of. Let's see how well it chops. I've got some really hard oak here. We'll go ahead and see if we can chop a piece of that off and see how well it does. Okay, I'm very pleased with that. Actually, did a really good job on chopping that. Now, man, that's got a sharp point on it. I want to show you how sharp it actually is, just the blade itself. From a sharpness standpoint, give it about a 9 or 10 on the factory scale. Let's see how well this saw back works. I get this thing where it's not moving around too much. Again, this is really, really hard dead oak. So I think I could probably chop through something faster than I could saw with it. I mean, if it's green, it would probably cut a lot better with green wood. May try that, but chopping does great. Okay, so I got a piece of greener wood here. I believe this is probably privet, something I got to get rid of anyway, so let's see how well it cuts on the green wood. It's a lot smaller diameter piece of wood too, but it's definitely cutting. I can just tell that's cutting faster and better. Okay, so again, it's no Baco Laplander, but it is a functional saw, and the teeth are, I've got them all dirty now, they are offset a little bit, so it does open up a wider cut than the blade. So, but as far as chopping goes, man, it chops like a dream. Okay, so I'm sure this is beyond the intended design of this tool, but let's see if it'll split, how well it will baton and split a piece of wood here, so if it will at all. It's some hard wood too. Right. All right, so it kind of chewed up my baton a little bit right here, but it's no big deal. Okay, well, I hope this has been helpful. That's the SOG Sogfari 10-inch. It's all in all a pretty good little multi-use tool, I think. The saw is functional, so it's definitely not the greatest saw in the world, but if you needed to cut something, it'd get it done. I think honestly, I probably would chop it before I would use the saw. There may be some situations where you don't have room or whatever to swing, you know, you need to use the saw. It might be, but it's got a very, very sharp point on it. We didn't really try out the beater thing on it, but I could see where you could use that to, you know, to maybe crack open nuts or process some tinder or whatever. It's got a really good rubbery kind of tacky handle and very sharp edge, and the price is right at about 25 bucks. So I hope this has been helpful. If you're looking for a cool little tool, you might want to check out the SOG 10-inch Sogfari. So once again, as always, I appreciate you watching my videos. Thanks for watching my channel, for subscribing, for giving it the thumbs up down there if you like it. Tell your friends about it if you think they'll like it. And, all that good stuff. It's really helpful and I really appreciate it. Once again, my name is Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival is not an accident, so be prepared. See you next time.